All right, folks, look, it's that time of the year, right? So listen, we all looking for a little bit of that extra luck. Those of us that have that Southern tradition, you know what I'm talking about. Today, we finna do black-eyed peas. Super easy, folks. Listen, all of the flavor is really gonna come from these beans, right? So with that being said, let's get it. Have you ever wondered why people eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day? They're believed to bring good luck and prosperity for the year ahead. In Southern traditions, the peas symbolize coins and abundance, for the year to come. One simple meal meant to start the new year off with a little extra luck. All right, folks, look, we're gonna keep it, traditional, right? I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of these ingredients. Now, when I say some of these, when you guys look, we got beans, so I'm gonna count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6, 7, 8. And this right here is for something else. You know what I mean? I'm gonna explain all this to you. Right? You're talking about something that only got like 8 ingredients in it. Come on, folks. And it's supposed to give us good luck? I shouldn't even be talking like that. You know what? I was brought up on that tradition. It's finna give us some good luck. Now, with that being said, I want to show you this pot right here, right? You see I got it. Let me turn it all the way up. I got it hot, right where it should be ready to boil. There's 2 ways we can do our beans. Anytime you're doing beans and you start with a raw bean, we got to put some forethought into it, right? So a lot of times we don't. We say we finna make beans. Somebody in your crew holiday name, hey, make some black-eyed peas and cornbread. So what we do, we say, dang, I didn't soak none. So therefore, we finna do the thing called hot flash. See this hot boiling water right here? It would be boiling like this. I would turn this off, right? Completely off. I would open this bag, sort through all of the beans, right? Let me turn it the right way. I would sort through all of the beans, make sure I took all the cracked ones, make sure it don't have no rocks in the inside. I would drop these in there, put my lid on top, and I would just let that go for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, hour and 20, hour and 30. You know what I mean? We just leave it just like that with about 1 inch of water over the top. That's how you make your beans the same day. Now, I always take myself a plate, right? Then I put these beans on here like this. Now, again, I say this every time I do this and I'm sorting through them. I just look for anything to have an imperfection in them, right? So if everything broke, cracked, or sometimes you'll see something like this. Look at this. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. You see this right here? Is that something that should be thrown away? But to me, it's not as cute as the rest of these. And forgive me, I know I'm saying cute, grown man saying that. But anyway, so I look through these, I don't see no rocks, right? I take these and I put them here. Now, some of you guys that ain't never made these before or seen nobody doing this is what we do, right? Now, I'm gonna rinse these also, and then I'm gonna fill it up. But right now, I just wanna go through these, make sure, again, no rocks, nothing cracked, nothing that's obvious in here. I still say, me being out here in Las Vegas, it's still a concrete jungle. You know what I mean? It's not like I live out in the woods or no place like that, or have them mom and pop stores where you get the beans they brought in, they cleaned as best as they could. Sometimes you guys will find if they have any rocks or anything that look crazy, you take them out. But coming to a place like where I live at, I've never ever seen a rock in there. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. Have you guys ran into that, at a big city? All right, so look, I've already rinsed and then I covered them up. Remember I said you want to cover them and give them about 1 inch. I'm looking at that right now. I'm thinking like, do I want to put a little bit more in there? Because look, I did 2 pounds. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more water to it. Let me bring this back over here. Let me just add this water in here. The reason I'm doing that, because listen, they're gonna swell up and absorb some of this water. You know what I mean? That's why we're gonna cover this with some saran wrap, right? So I'm gonna put this back. Y'all let me know down in the comment section below, how many of y'all like food with this saran wrap? Man, I tell you, if you don't do it right from the gate, you know what I mean? It gets stuck all over, start sticking to itself. It's one product that I promise you that does work, right? So we just leave that like that, and then I'm gonna come with this one. Okay, there we go. Now we get this nice and tight, right? Start tucking that over, pulling this over here. We wanna keep it from evaporating, just like you see. I'm gonna leave it like that. I know it look funny, but don't forget I got 2 sheets on it. Now we're gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna leave this out. I'm gonna put it on this counter behind me, and I'm gonna leave this like this until tomorrow. And that's when we're gonna make it. And again, if you don't remember to do this step, you can always have it same day, but we got a hot flash. Okay, so it's overnight. I want you guys to pay attention to this part right here. Look at the beans. You see that right there? Some people tell me that right there is the musical part. Like obviously those are bubbles, like these are some of the gases that's inside of the beans. So with it being water, it softens them up, makes them swell a little bit, and it releases that gas that's in the inside, right? So now that we've done that, I'm just gonna take these, right? I got a colander down here. We'll just drop these in. Now, We just hit it with this fresh, clean water and just rinse them. Again, like if you see anything that don't look quite right to your eye, you know what I mean, then it'd be a good time for us to go ahead and, you know, pull it out of there. But we don't have no rocks, nothing like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, let these drain in the sink, and now we'll go ahead and start prepping everything to go in our Dutch oven. Okay, so let's talk about this. Black-eyed peas, right? I'm starting with like a little medium flame underneath the bottom of here. Look, this right here is my bacon grease. This is the fat that renders off of the bacon. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little, a heaping tablespoon. That really looks like a tablespoon to me. We wanna get all of that in there. Normally, I would take, you know, a few slices of bacon. Maybe I'd probably put 4 to 5 slices of bacon, you know, cut them down and render down my fat, right? And, you know, put that back in there. But I'm not doing that because I'm using, you know, what this is like a smoked sausage. This is not truly andouille. I ran out of andouille, and look like since the more and more I talk about it, it's getting harder and harder to get. You know what I mean? Right out here in my local area. So when you get it, I like to buy it by the case anyway. It just happened to be that I ran out at the time of, you know, the holidays. Now, we're gonna be using this. We're gonna be getting some flavor from this. Inside of that, what I wanna do is, I'm gonna take this, let me get everything to heat up. As that's heating up, right, I'm gonna set this over to the side. If I didn't address this already, what you saw on that pink piece of butcher paper, that is, check this out. That's a turkey drum, smoked turkey drum that has been cut, right? So they cut it down, you know, special for me to show you guys there's a different way. So if you guys got a butcher or if you got some means to cut it down, because they cut right through the bone and all of that, that'd be a great idea. Because listen, we're trying to infuse this with a whole lot of flavor, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm taking my smoked sausage and now I'm just cutting this down like this, right? Into the smaller pieces. Notice I went down and really divided it into 4. So what I wanna do is, I wanna put this in here and start to brown this, you know, while we go ahead and prep, you know, our celery and do the rest of everything else that need to be prepped, right? So the turkey's already cut. And there's a reason I had it cut like that, because you guys will see, instead of me boiling it for the flavor, we're gonna go ahead and put some heat underneath the bottom of it, right? But I like to start with my sausage first. So we let this move around here like that. Okay, so now we're just gonna go ahead and prep this celery. Now, we got the sausage in there. That's gonna give us some flavor, right? So once you have all this done, by the time you prep this, if you're doing it in the order that I'm doing it, now would be a great time for us to go ahead and start adding our smoked, you know, our smoked turkey to it also, right? Now don't forget, I did do, you know, 2 bags, which is 2 pounds of beans. So that's gonna make a difference. So that's why we wanna have them. I went a little bit big, you know, on my dice, because we want the texture and the flavor, but still we're gonna saute them down anyway. So now you can see the drumstick, how they cut it down. Just ran it through a little bandsaw just to cut it. I'm still gonna put this in here with this also, right? So I'm just bringing this over here so just you guys can see. And I got the bone. Remember this, the bottom part of the drumstick? You wanna put this in there, you see that right there? We want that flavor to be in our beans. This is why that we have great tasting, you know, food, folks. You gotta understand, like cooking with the bone, that's why you put the ham, hock, stuff like that, all that makes a difference. Now, let me go ahead and take a picture of this, you know what I mean? And then I'll be right back. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and just add my onions to the mix, right, to start to sweat those down. Now these are small. I tell you guys, I'm told that you don't have to add those first. You know what I mean? You can just add all of your veggies in here. I actually could have put the Holy Trinity in this one too. Actually, by dicing it down this small, you know, this Trinity here will work out just fine, you know? But sometimes I dice my onions a little bit bigger, you know, so I like to give them a little bit of a head start. That's just me personally. That's my own little personal thing that I like to do. Now, look down in here. You see that right there? See how it's starting to glisten? Ooh, that's that bacon fat, along with the smoked sausage fat. You know what I mean? Look, we just want to make sure it's all coated. Okay, so once they look like this right here, you see this? They starting to soften up. I'm looking at my onions. They working their way down. There's a whole lot of flavor in this, you know, Dutch oven right here, folks, right? So making sure I don't have nothing on the side, because we want it to all cook down and marry, right? We just want it to all mingle together. Now check this out. I loaded up my garlic press. Look at this right here. Let's go ahead and give this a, whew, they fighting back. You see this right here? Now we want to go ahead and just knock that down. Now there'll be a little bit of residue in the inside of here. You know what I mean? You see all that, but we're gonna get to use all of that too. That's what I love about this press right here. Because that, we're gonna stick this other one in here like this. We're gonna get it in there and now I'm gonna squeeze it again. Right, look at that. And that right there is minced garlic, folks. By me putting it on the top, I don't have to worry about it burning. So now I move this around and just keep doing it like this. Yes, sir. Right, we don't burn that garlic. It's so fragrant. It only takes about 30 seconds, really, to be honest with you, before I move on to the next step. The next step is, remember the turkey parts? We're gonna go ahead and just start adding that in here. We're gonna get all of this to start to heat up. And it's the reason I'm doing it this way instead of just boiling it like I normally do, because we're gonna break all this up. And it's gonna be the meat once we get them bones out of there, right? And to be honest with you, I can actually take the bone out here, but I want that flavor in there too. But we want that, because you know what? It's got meat around it. We want that marrow to work in here. Our black-eyed peas this year is gonna be so over the top. No one will ever wanna make it again, unless they seen this video. And then I'm gonna add this one in last. Now, I got everything inside this Dutch oven as far as all my proteins and my veggies, right? Just minus this little end piece that's on the back of the drumstick. Now, I wanna ask you this. I always say don't use water, but if I'm gonna use water, I'm gonna flavor it up a little bit. We want this to be great, folks. So look, I got a 4-cup measuring Pyrex, measuring cup. What I'm gonna do now is I just added some chicken bouillon to it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna actually get my whisk and just whisk this together. You know what I mean? And get this to put some flavor in the inside. I don't add no salt or nothing like that to it. Believe me, we got enough of that going on inside the pot anyway with the smoked sausage. I'm just looking at that right there. We just want to put a little flavor in there. That's it. You can use chicken broth if that's what you would like. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? But I don't never just use water anymore. Everything that I do is always on a broth or a stock type of, liquid. All right, so after looking in this right here, you guys probably looking at this and saying, is he really making black-eyed peas? Yeah, I am. What I'm trying to do is bring in the new year and bring it in right. Now I'm putting a little bit of my liquid in there, right? Let me raise this up to high because I want to get this to start to boil, right? Now, I done put a little bit of heat on this meat, and don't forget, everything is still in the pot. But you can look at the color. You see that right there? Now you can only imagine once we put them beans in there, we're gonna drop a little bit of that seasoning in there. You know what I mean? And ooh-wee. So look, now we're gonna go ahead and add, some of this Creole kick. And we're gonna get a little bit of flavor from here. You know what I mean? Some of you guys, if you don't have Creole kick, you can use your own, whatever Creole seasoning you have, or even a Cajun seasoning. Either or will work, right? Or you can use like a chipotle powder, put a little bit of that in there too. You can just see, look at this color. That's gonna all thin out and the color gonna dilute a little bit because now we're getting ready to add our beans, right? Once we add them beans, I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of this now. Come back, make sure I'm on high. We want that to be boiling, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna have these beans in here too. Look at all this flavor in here, folks. Talk to me. Now, remember these beans? It's time for us to get these in here, right? Because we want to have that good luck. We want to start this year off right. I got a lot of stuff going on inside this pot. But we shred this down. You know what I mean? We eating this with cornbread. You don't need nothing else, folks. But you see this right here? This is how you want to have it. Look at this right here. Let me move some of these gases that have been, released. Look at the color of that. I know some of y'all thinking like, oh my goodness, you want to eat here, right? I know you do. I do too. So check this out. Now I'm gonna drop this in here because we want to get that flavor, right? All I'm doing is waiting until it come up, till it marinate, a little bit, right? So now I'm gonna add, my bay leaf. Just get that in there, let it rehydrate, let it release its flavor in here also. Now, you see it starting to boil on the side right there? Now I want to cut this down to a simmer. Then we're gonna put some thyme underneath it. Now, you guys want to ask me how long? It depends on how soft your beans are after about an hour and a half. I'm going to say between about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. So I'm going to set my timer for an hour and 15 minutes, right? I'm going to check it. I'm going to take one of these beans, squeeze it up against the side, and just see where I'm at. Then I adjust my time from there. But this right here, it might not look like it's rolling right now, but it is. It's simmering because we finna put this top on there, right? And then I'm going to set this timer, and I'll see you guys 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay, so look, I want to make sure I say this part, and it's got to be perfectly clear for you guys, right? Now listen, I did transfer my, my Dutch oven from my burner that's on my counter to my actual stove. Got it on low, checking it. It should be simmering. Ah, yeah, nice and slow. Now this part is key. About every 20 minutes, I want to come and check this to make sure, and I want to stir it. I want to rub something around the bottom of this to make sure that my beans or nothing is sticking to the bottom, right? That's why we simmer nice and slow. Then I get to check my liquid. If it's too much that's going, you know what I mean, then I add some more to it. We want to go ahead and run that around the bottom to ensure that we're not burning no beans or none of the meat or anything down on the bottom. I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know what it is about this batch. I haven't done nothing no different than I've been doing the last 20 years, folks. But if you ask me right now, I'm gonna tell you, this is the one. So if I had to go back and take them all, put them out there, taste them all, this one I'm putting out for the judges. This right here is fire. I don't know if it's because I went ahead and cut it down, to make sure that marrow was open and it, bled off into this and just got everything just right. So let me know down in the comment section below, what would you do to level up yours? And how many of y'all are gonna be having this for the New Year's Day? Hey, so with that being said, let me take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here to simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And you know what, folks? It's time for me to get knee deep into this and get me some more cornbread and sit down with that sweet tea, and I'm out. Peace.